Hey guys, this video was recommended to me and it is called Why I Hate Path of Exile 2. And of course I wanna watch it because I am loving Path of Exile 2. It is an insanely good game in my opinion. So I wanna see what this person has to say about it and why they hate it, to see if I can understand or have a counter argument to their argument. So let's see what they say.
Hello, welcome back to a new video. So I've been playing the new Path of Exile 2 Early Access and I really wanted to like this game as a massive fan of Diablo 4. I thought this game would be right up my alley, but unfortunately it's kind of getting annoying playing this game. I've gotten fairly far into the game, I'm about level 18, been doing some dungeons, already killed a bunch of bosses, and I think I have come to the conclusion that this game is designed to be as irritating as possible. And we're going to talk about things I hate about Path of Exile 2. Okay, so first of all, they don't really make it clear where you have to go when you're in one of the dungeons. It's just like a sprawling maze, a map of endless ways you can get lost, and they just throw hordes and hordes of enemies at you that end up just swarming you. And because of the way the game mechanics work, if you get surrounded by enemies, you can't just simply walk through the enemies. They can actually block your path, surround you, and prevent you from rolling away, and then you just get swamped.
So yes, this is one complaint that a lot of people have, that they don't like getting surrounded by enemies and not being able to get out in any way. This is something that personally doesn't bother me, but it wouldn't also bother me if they don't know if fix it, if they change it, you know. Like if they say, yes, this is a problem and they change it, I am fine with that. But if they keep it as it is, I am also fine with that. But the thing is that since this is something that a lot of people are complaining, maybe it is something that is worth it to change, you know. Because when you have that many people complaining, maybe it is a problem. Maybe it is a problem. So I don't know. And by the way, he says at the start that he's a D4 Andy. I am not going to say, oh, that is why you don't like it, because I also like D4. You guys know that I like D4 a lot. So this is not something that I am going to say, oh, that is why you like D4. No, I like D4 too. I will probably keep playing D4 in the future. But I am loving Path of Exile 2. And I like the way the game plays more than how D4 plays. That is the truth.
I don't know why they decided to design the game this way, because it is not fun in any way at all. So the maps in the dungeons are very irritating. You get lost. There's no arrow pointing you which way you're supposed to go. You end up having to go through every single nook and cranny in the dungeon map in order to find where you're supposed to go. And you just end up running around in circles for ages. And then you start to get kind of bored, and then you start getting a bit sloppy, and then you accidentally die. And then that respawns every single enemy in the map.
Now, this is something that I don't like. This is something that I don't like. That if you die, everything respawns again. It is annoying. It gets annoying because sometimes you die to an ambush that you weren't expecting. It feels like a bullshit death. And then you have to re-clear everything again or run. This is something that I would like to see improve. If you don't want to remove this respawning of the enemy's team because you like it, I am fine with you leaving it, but you have to give me ways of avoiding them because I already did them, you know. The proposal that Asmongold had is a cool one, allowing you to travel between checkpoints. Like if you already discovered 2 checkpoints in a zone, you can travel between the checkpoints. That is a good suggestion. Because yes, it is annoying. A lot of people will say, just don't die. Yeah, motherfucker, sometimes you die again, like you feel like it is a bullshit way of dying, you know, and it is a pain in the ass having to re-clear everything. Maybe it is baked into the game that you need to re-clear stuff to get more level and more items. I don't know. Look at that, look at that. Brother, I almost died to that barrage of fucking poison, dude.
I'm not ready.
This game, I normally I play WoW, I play D4, I play RuneScape, like reacting to the video and playing the game. With this game, it is harder to do that bullshit, dude. Because you have to be a lot more focused.
And now you've got to try and get back to where you died and find out where you have to go next, whilst having to fight through every single damn enemy in the dungeon all over again. This is not fun. they just bombard you with wave after wave after wave of the same enemy types over and over again. Like the
No, don't give me, brother. Coming from D4, don't give me the bullshit of the same enemy type. D4 has in all the fucking game the same 4 mobs. This game has a lot of different mobs. They give you the same enemies in the same zone because it makes sense thematically, but you go to a different zone and there are different enemies in each zone. Don't give me that. Don't give me that. In fact, one of the things that I like the most in here is that you have different mobs with different abilities, different animations. Even when you stun them, they behave differently depending on the mob. They have a lot of different mobs in a lot of different zones. So don't give me that, dude. Don't give me that. I gave you a little bit the being surrounded. I gave you the respawning of the enemies. Give me that this is not the same mobs, brother, because they are not the same mobs.
foot soldier.
Basically, the complaint is that there is little hand holding. Needing to explore is bad. Having to disengage a losing fight. Basically, this sounds like a game. Exactly, brother. Exactly. Hermano, how's it going, my dude? Hey, it's going great, brother. It's going great. Low in the game, dude.
And then the range ones in the back, and then the big giant ones. And you just take them out in the same way, really. Just keep spamming your most efficient combos and attacks to...
Brother, you played before, don't give me this. You basically have to spend your most efficient attacks. Of course you have to do your most efficient attacks. What the fuck else are you going to do, brother? I don't want to be confrontational, but that is what you do in every fucking game. Why wouldn't you be optimal?
You try and kill them all without taking too much damage yourself. And I noticed something weird happens sometimes. Sometimes you are right in front of the enemy and you're trying to swing at them or do an attack on them. And for some reason, the attack just doesn't connect. You have to do it.
That is because of avoidance and evasion, brother. It pisses me off too, but that is part of the bullshit. Accuracy, evasion, avoidance, all that bullshit plays a role into not hitting a hit. So yeah. It is because of that, my dude.
Again, it just misses them. It's kind of like you're not attacking them even though they're right in front of you, and your swing just misses their hitbox completely. I don't know if this is a bug or if this is how the game's intended to be played, but it's kind of annoying and very frustrating. Sometimes in the maps, for example this one, you're in a cave and it's very constricted and confined, and the camera angle does get kind of annoying. You have to zoom all the way out to be able to see your character because you're in a tunnel. And the walls kind of get in your way. So it's kind of annoying. And also the character seems to run extremely slowly and there's no way to sprint. So you're going to be trundling through this dungeon forever until you get to the final boss. So this is one of the final bosses.
A lot of people have been complaining about the size of the areas and your movement. For me, it is not a complaint. And I don't want to sound like, oh, everything that PO2 is doing is good because you like the game or whatever. I already criticized a couple of things. So don't give me that. But really, it doesn't bother me. But I understand if it bothers people. People don't want to walk around or whatever. They feel that they are backtracking a lot. An exaltador. Nice. I know, I understand why that can be a pain in the ass. To me, not that big of a deal because the songs are beautiful. The game is engaging. When you backtrack, you are probably still killing things. I don't feel it is that slow. It is slower than other games for sure, but it is not like annoyingly slow. But again, I can see where people are coming from. This might be something more of a personal taste, you know.
And yeah, some of the final bosses in the dungeons are pretty cool. They got some cool animations, cool voice acting, but it's all the same really. They'll do like some swipes, some AoEs, a few AoE ranged attacks, and like a big wind-up charge-up attack where they'll glow red and you have to dodge out of the way. And then you just keep spamming your attacks, try and stun them, try and get out of their way, heal yourself up. And I feel like all the bosses I've fought so far, they've all felt exactly the same. They've all had the same playstyle, same tactics to defeat them, is to roll around, don't get hit, keep spamming your attacks on them, keep yourself healed up. That's basically the gameplay loop that you're going to be...
Which is really fun to do, brother. So what is the problem with that gameplay loop? You are just saying things that happen in the game, but you are not saying why they are bad. You understand, bro? Why it is bad to roll out of attacks? Why it is bad to hit with your hard-hitting attack? Why is it bad to heal up? I don't understand why is it bad.
Dealing with against every single encounter and boss encounter in this game, and it does start to get a bit repetitive and tedious. Also, the loot.
My brother in Christ. My brother in Christ. I am also a D4 so I am not complaining. I am not criticizing you because of being a D4 I like D4. Are you complaining about tedious and repetitive in PoE 2 when we play Diablo 4? Diablo 4 is tedious and repetitive, dude. What are you talking about? One of the main ways of endgame is the Infernal Hordes, which is just standing in place waiting for mobs to spawn to kill them. How is that not repetitive? And you do that for 10 waves. And then you do it again. And then you do it again. How is that not repetitive, my dude? And again, I am not even saying it is bad. I played it before and I like it, and I will play Season 7 probably. But that is tedious and repetitive. Asmon will drop a PoE video right now. I will probably check it out. What else do you want to do in PoE 2 besides what you're able to do? Dating NPCs, feeding pets, having to the bar, having to it. Brother, the gameplay loop is that. Is fighting bosses with, by the way, the first boss you fight, that is the tutorial boss, is better coded than fucking Uber Lilith, by the way. And it is fun to dodge, to hit the boss in the opening windows, to try to dodge the mechanics, to try to learn the mechanics of the boss. It is insane, and we have fought, I am in Act 3 and I have fought like 25 different bosses. It is insane, and every single one of them is actually different than the other one. How is that repetitive? How is that not cool? How is that gameplay loop not good? I gave you the fair criticism. Okay, getting trapped is annoying. Okay, getting trapped is annoying. The mobs respawning on dead is annoying. Yes, okay, it is annoying. For some people, the huge sun is annoying. To me, it isn't. But I understand if it is. But don't give me this crap that the game is tedious and repetitive because you have to use your abilities and fight bosses and mobs. That is, these games are that. These games are exactly that. And coming from D4, what are you talking about, dude? Holy crap, I'm looking at this dude's page and he's like only complains about things. Well, I complain a lot too, yeah. I complain a lot too. I can't criticize that. Just got the game. We'll play PoE for first time with PoE 2. I don't know what class to choose. Yo, Julio, I am like that too. Fuck PoE 1. I don't give a fuck about PoE 1. I am playing PoE 2 and it is really, really good. I started with the Warrior, but people are saying that the Warrior is the hardest one. So I don't know. My advice is just go with the one you think is the coolest, brother. Everything else is secondary. You will figure it out. But if you like the class aesthetic or how the class plays, that is all that matters, bro. But Sorceress is for pussies. Fuck Sorceress. But yeah, I didn't play PoE 1 a lot. I only played a couple of acts in the campaign. And it didn't stick with me because I didn't like the way your character plays. But in PoE 2, the way the combat feels, oh brother, the combat in PoE 2 this is the game that I was waiting for, my dude.
You get from defeating the bosses isn't very good. You don't really get loot that makes you think, oh my god, this is my new best weapon. I've just upgraded one of my armor pieces or weapons with this boss drop. You can see.
Okay, finally, we have another good argument. This is another thing that a lot of people have been complaining about, that there is not enough loot. Now, I feel that the amount of loot is fine, but what I do want them to increase is the amount of currency that you get to be able to craft your loot. I do want them to increase that, because sometimes you have something, for example, I have this weapon in here, I am dual wielding, I want to give stats to this bullshit, but to get this, the Exalted Orb, that is what gives it something, is a pain in the ass. And sometimes it gives you some bullshit, like what this did it give me? 2 to 4 cold damage. Fuck that. Who wants cold damage, dude? Right? So that is what is a pain in the ass. So yes, give me more currency. So I do agree with this sentiment at some level. I don't want them to give me all the fucking stupid loot that they give you in PoE 1 and Diablo 4 because they shower you with loot that is useless. I don't want that. But right now they are giving you much less drops and they are also useless. So yeah, or give me quality loot or give me more currency. So this is a sentiment that I can agree with. Finally, something that we can talk about. I think my next character is gonna be a sorceress for Jazz, brother. A lot of these companies are petty at best. If I play this kind of thing, I know what I'm getting into. Yeah. PoE2 combat is all about combos. Try to use your ability to do combos as a new player. Exactly. Which is cool because in D4 or in PoE 1, what you do is spam one ability. I prefer to combo abilities that just spam one ability, brother. Are there any open world multiplayer aspects to this game a la Diablo 4 or just solo? It is solo. It is basically, you can party up, but you are not going around the world and seeing other players. You only see other players in town. I have an idea. Run forward, then drag the mobs to area that you can move around more so you cannot be surrounded. Exactly. Maybe don't leave into a fight that has too many mobs. Warrior is great. If you are not using shield, get your knockback. Exactly. And you can leap a slam. The way I have to get out of surroundings is jumping. You get out of there. Easy. Get currency by playing and trading. Cruel has way more drops. Oh, okay. I haven't gone into Cruel yet. This is Act 3. The first time around. But that is cool to know. They say that they were going to implement a thing where you exchange currency like a pseudo auction house where you can exchange currency. Is that in the game yet? I don't know if that is in the game yet.
Here you just get like a bunch of blues, a couple yellows that I can't even use. They keep giving me loot that isn't for my class, which is kind of annoying. I'm a warrior. I want weapons and strength and that kind of stuff. I don't want... Why are you giving me sorcerer stuff and wands and scepters and staves when I can't even use that stuff? So,
brother, in D4 people have complained. I don't know if you are one of them, but I have heard from some players that they complain that they can't get gear to their alts because on their main that gear doesn't drop. In D4, in PoE2 you can do it. You get gear for your alts. And now it is a bad thing. So what do we want? Do we want to get gear for alts or we don't want to get gear for alts? What do we want? Yes, it's in the game. Add 1 cruel. Okay, nice. That is good to know.
it'd be nice if the loot actually dropped stuff I would be able to use. And when I defeat a boss that was quite hard, it'd be nice if it actually gave me loot that would actually get me excited and be able to make my character much more powerful than he was before. But no, I killed boss and I get some stupid sorcerer's amulet or sorcerer's stave that I just chuck in the bin straight away. And then we've got the skill tree, which is just, Jesus Christ, look at this thing. It's a complete mess.
No, bro. This video, the dude has to be trolling at this point. He's just saying things that he doesn't like and everything sucks because how can you criticize the skill tree? It is the best fucking thing in the game. That is one of the main reasons the game is cool. Because of the skill tree. Brother, have you seen the skill tree in D4? It is the worst thing about the game. Or one of the worst things. The skill tree, the skill twig in D4 sucks dick. My dude is trolling me. He just wants to trigger me. He wants to trigger me. I know it for sure, brother. Good one. You are accomplishing. You are baiting me and you are accomplishing it, dude. Honestly, mostly your gear you're at with currency and trading, not from the floor, lol. Exactly. I have to think that when I play an alt, it will be easier because I have gold, I have a lot of currency, I have base stuff that I can upgrade, uniques that are not for my class. For example, this bullshit, maybe I can use it, maybe not, who cares? But yes, getting an alt will be easier, for sure. There isn't anything in this game that is class or character restricted. Exactly, you can use... that is a good point, DM, I didn't think about that. Also, it doesn't matter what your class is, because everything has to drop, because you can use everything. So if I got a crossbow, I can go with a crossbow build if I want. So yes, for sure they have to drop it for me too. That is a good point, my dude. Thank you very much. Gear can be bought from the vendor and improved to your liking. Exactly true. If you only got gear for your class, then this game will be dog shit. This guy wants PoE2 to be dog shit. Exactly. That is a really good point, because I can go, right now I have been playing like a warrior, but if I want, I can change my build entirely and play like a mage and throw fire spells if I want to. So they have to give drop for everything, because they don't know what you wanna go. You can go whatever you want. The tree is mighty. The tree is the best fucking thing in the game. This guy has to be trolling. I assume he's trolling, brother. Or at least trying to trigger people, to bait people like me, and I am falling for it. My only vaccine will be, if you want to trade for gear, just save your exiles. Otherwise, slam that shit, brother. I use my exiles every time they drop, and I get discussing slam. Self-crafters rise up. Trading is for pussies, brother. You saw me. I got an exile like 5 minutes ago, and I used it right away.
At least the skill tree in Diablo 4 was kind of organized and flowed in a nice way. This is just like a...
Of course, it is easy to do that when you have 5 skills and 5 nodes, brother.
A sprawling mess of nodes. And it just seems so, I don't know, ugly to look at. So
it is not ugly to look at.
Different playstyles depending on your class. So I'm the warrior, and then if you go for these ones, you can increase your melee damage or your armor. Or if you went for this one, you could have increased your armor, evasion, and projectile damage, attack speed boosts. So this one's like evasion and speed boosts. This one is evasion and projectile damage, but isn't that the same as this? That also does projectile damage, and this one does projectile damage. And these green ones are kind of like evade.
I have to be honest, he's reminding me of a small criticism that I have as a new player that didn't play PoE 1. And sometimes the stats on the items are confusing, and I don't know exactly what they do. So they could do a better job of explaining what a stat does. They have been trying to do it, because now you can give alt and you see like attribute means this, like lightning resistance means this, but there are still stuff that is not explained. For example, I am playing a warrior and I am using a war cry, and I went with Warbringer that specializes in war cries. When I go to the skill tree, a lot of nodes give me, let me see if I can find one. I am going to use war cry. Here. It gives me 8% increased war cry speed. What the fuck is war cry speed? You can tell me that it is yelling faster, because the skill is instant. And there is a lot of war cry speed all over the place. What the fuck is war cry speed? I don't have any idea. And I can see what it is, because it only explains to you what war cry is. So what is war cry speed? So even if you tell me right now in the chat, no, war cry speed means this, still the game should tell me. The game should tell me what war cry speed is, because it is not the same at cooldown recovery what it is, you know. So that is something that the game can improve, explaining to you what the stats do. And in the items, it also happens. So I will give in this one. Love to hear it, brother. I'm having so much fun crafting my gear in Cruel Act 1. The first 3 acts are extremely fun, and it only gets better and better. I will have to see how it is in Cruel. I am just starting out Act 3. Bro, PoE2 3 design is so good. You can look at crossbow notes, and it will be in a shape of crossbow. Fire damage skills will be looking like a fire. Exactly. Brother, the tree is insane. Plus, it is cool, like what the tree gives you and how you have to look at it. Oh, it is insane, brother. They are missing some tooltip stuff, but I think they just haven't implemented all the tooltips. That is a cool way to look at it, and I hope they do implement all the tooltips. Try to check skills stats in GTab. Click on DPS. Maybe they hide that there. Let's see if they say in here in the Infernal Cry. War Cry radius, melee attacks, damage on kill effects, misc. It doesn't say nothing about the speed, dude. And combust. But combust, it doesn't have anything to do with the war cry itself. So no, it doesn't say anything about a speed. I assume Warcry speed has to mean the speed that it's used, maybe. If it isn't that, I have no idea what it could possibly mean exactly. And if it is the speed that is used, isn't this already an instant spell? Like, and that's it. Why would I want it to use it faster? And it is not just one node. There is a lot of nodes around the tree. What it makes me think is that, for example, I can go... The only thing that I can think of is I can ignore Warcry cooldowns if I pick this Ascendancy node. So it makes me think that you use the speed to spam constantly one Warcry. Like to you get the Warcry speed. That is the only thing that I am thinking about. So if you are ignoring cooldowns and you can spam the skill, you augment the Warcry speed so you can spam it faster. That is the only thing that comes to mind about it. There is use time actually, but it's like 0.5 seconds, which is insignificant, okay. But what do you guys think about my theory about the speed? Do you think it's that?
Evasion increasing, movement speed increasing. So if you want to be fast and evasive, I guess you go for the green ones. And also these green ones gives you armor and evasion, and this one gives you pure damage, melee damage. So I've gone for pure damage. And I want to get to the critical strike damage buffs here. Critical chance, critical damage. But to get to there, I need to go through here. And I have to get these ones that I don't really want, but it's the shortest way to get to the critical chance things. This one does totems. I don't know what this one is. Spell damage as a warrior. Really? You want to buff your spell damage when you're a warrior? That's kind of weird. And you got armor. This one, spell damage again. It's kind of weird to have a spell damage focused warrior. And this one's got skill speed, evasion rating. So I guess if I get bored of just having pure damage, I could switch over to like an evasive playstyle. My point is, there's just so many damn skill. I mean, look at all this. It's endless.
So basically, you are saying it is bad because it is good. Because to me, having all these choices is good. And in default, the skill tree sucks because there is no choice. So what you are telling me is that it's bad because it's good. Okay, okay. You should be using like 6+ Warcries at once all the time, casting them is an instant. Okay, okay. Like, and even if I want to rotate between the Warcries, okay, I understand. Maybe it is that. This is a still beta for 6 months to a year. Could all change and improve. You hope they never tone the challenge down. I agree with you completely, brother. Like, of course I am okay with them tuning things. And I know they will tune things because this is early access. They will 100% tune and change things. What I don't want them to change is the spirit of the game. I like that the game is revolving around this. You have to dodge. You have to combo your skills. The combat is not brain dead, face tanking spamability, but it's an actual engaging combat. The game is more visceral. It is greedy. I want them to preserve that spirit. Outside of that, go crazy. Do whatever the fuck you want. But preserve this spirit of the game, dude. Because I am loving it and I am falling in love with the game because of that. I said in my video about the Ascendancies that the Great Wolf's Howl should have been called Karen's Howl. He thinks that warrior equals only physical damage. Apparently, dude.
And then look at the very outer ones. Like these ones, I guess these are the ones you want to be aiming for because they're right on the edge, which means they're going to be the hardest to get to. So it's kind of cool how it's shaped. So this is all buffing spear critical strike damage and it's shaped like a spear. That's kind of funny. And this one's a bow, I guess. See, it looks like a bow, and this one is what? A charm. So this one's also a bow. And this one's a bow. I don't know what that is. I don't know what this is.
I'm not ready.
This one's a sword, maybe? A herald, no. So, yeah, to get to these weapon buffs, you gotta go all the way through this. It takes you ages. So here's a sword. So yeah, to get sword buffs, you gotta get all the way to the end by plotting a course through this, like a star map or something. I just think it's kind of silly. I don't think it's well designed at all.
It is not silly, and yes, it is well designed. Of course, they will probably, over the course of the game, make changes to the skill tree. They will optimize it, they will improve it, I am sure of it. But the idea behind the skill tree in Path of Exile has been proven to be a good idea because of Path of Exile 1. So, fuck off. The skill tree is the best fucking thing about this game, dude.
Seems like a complete mess. So they really need to just condense this and reduce it down by at least 70%.
No.
Because there's just too many nodes that do really boring things. Like this one, for example, here, you get 8% increased melee damage. Oh, it's nice, I guess. Oh, look, another 8% increased melee damage. It's nice, I guess, but it's just the same thing, isn't it? And then this one, oh, 10%. Oh, 10%. Oh, 10%.
Bro, that is a 3 Diablo 4. What the fuck are you talking about? In fact, in Diablo 4, you don't even have a choice. You have to take it. They will for sure change the skill tree because we are lacking weapons like sword. It has to have a skill tree space. Exactly. And it will change. They said that the skill tree will change dynamically depending on the class you are playing, I believe. At least at the start or something like that. So yes, I am sure the skill tree will change, but the base idea of having this massive skill tree that you have to pass through, that is basically the idea behind the whole fucking game, Path of Exile 1 and 2. So, and it has been proven to be a good idea. It is not about the skill tree at all.
It's just like incremental buffs doing the same thing over and over again. And each time you level up, you get 1 point to spend in an incremental upgrade. And it just doesn't really fit.
Not all nodes are like that, brother. You are talking about the small nodes that are the traveling nodes. Why do you talk about the keystones that are insane things? Like, for example, the keystone that I am using, which is Giant's Blood. You can wield 200 axes, maces, and swords in one hand, triple attribute requirements of weapons. And I am dual wielding 200 maces. That is a cool node. That changes your character. Why don't you talk about those nodes? No, you are talking about the small ones that are the attributes. And there are even small ones that are cool.
Feel that exciting to have to go one by one through these nodes when it takes so long. Like this 4 could be condensed down to plus 40% melee damage, but no, they split it up into 4 separate ones. Also, the inventory is kind of annoying. Number one, I can't move the window. The inventory is just on the right side of the screen. I can't drag it.
In default, you can't drag it
also,
either.
for some reason, you can't right click on equipment to equip it. So look at this helmet.
This is a fair criticism that I also have. That you can click this, I have to drag it and put it. That is stupid. Let's be honest, guys. That is stupid. You should be able to click it and equip it. And I am sure they are going to implement it at some point because it is stupid that you can't. Let's be honest in here. He doesn't realize those little nodes are not the use. The notables are the use and the keystones are the fees. Exactly. The little passives don't matter. They do a bit, but not as much. That is an insane passive. Warriors going crazy. Yeah. And you actually attack with the 2 weapons and do bullshit with the 2 weapons. It is really cool. You notice the difference when you are dual wielding that when you're not.
I'm right clicking. Right click does nothing. Why doesn't it do anything? I have to equip it. I gotta click it and then drag it over to my head like that. And then it puts the unequipped helmet onto my cursor. So now I've got to drag that back down to where I just picked up the new one, instead of it automatically pinging to the space that I brought the new one from. Then I've got to bring this back down, bring this one back up. It's just not very intuitive game design, in my opinion. You get all these little things like Iron Rune, Glacial Rune, Orb of Augmentation, Skill Gems. You get all these stupid flasks that you end up building up that you don't really need because you've already got one. So you get all these flasks, you constantly get.
So you are not checking the flasks you get as drops to see if they are better than the ones you have on your inventory, because that is the point. To get a better one and to equip that one. It doesn't matter that you already have one because you can get a better one. And all the things that you are saying are stupid have a use. The skill gems have a use so you can get more skills. The orbs of augmentation are so you augment your equipment. In fact, we are asking for more currency to upgrade our equipment. That is one of the things that the player base wants the most. And you are saying that thing is stupid. Or you actually don't like the game and yeah, brother, you don't like it. You don't like it. You don't like it. What can you say? What can you do? You don't like it. I understand. Or you are just saying that everything in the game sucks because you want to trigger people like me that like the game. Or because it is cool hating on the game or whatever. I don't know, because I have told you that there is fair criticism in there. Of course there is fair criticism. Everything can be criticized. Nothing is perfect. But you are saying that things that are good are bad. Like the skill tree, like the combat, like having currency to upgrade your gear. You are saying these things are bad. What? These are the best things. I always love the idea of wielding 200 weapons at once. It's like a level of strength that is just superhuman. Exactly. Is this guy for real? I was playing PoE1 a lot, taking keystones like damage is taken from mana before life. Oh, okay. Mind over matter, I believe it is called. Can turn your build 180 degrees. Exactly. The stuff is talking about is intentional. Imagine accidentally right-clicking a piece in your inventory and you swap it instantly. Now you don't have the attribute requirements to put it back on. Oh, maybe that is why they do it. But to me, I have to be honest, Hank. It is annoying having to drag the thing. I am accustomed to just clicking and equipping it. El Mago, I noticed Bandy can try a watermark at the top. Yeah, for him, I also have a watermark for my cam because my cam is my cell phone. And I use an app to be able to use my cell phone as a cam. And it also has a watermark.
Rid of. And there's just too many things cluttering up the inventory all the time. You gotta do a scroll of wisdom on nearly every single new item you get to unlock the special blue bonus skill thing. And it just makes no sense why you can't right click it to equip it.
Oh, and the video just ends like that. Brother didn't even give an outro. He didn't give a fuck. Video just ends there. Okay, dude. Okay. My brother doesn't care at all. Okay, bro. Well, dude, I have to say, I am also a D4 Andy, so if you like D4, I completely support you because I like D4.
I've no more room.
But I have to say that a lot, and you have valid criticism for PoE2, of course. There are a lot of things that you said that I agree with that should be improved. But you also said that things that are what make the game good are bad. And I, of course, can't agree with that. And I have to say that at some points it feels like you are just saying things for saying things. You are stating the things that are in the game without saying why they are bad. And that is what I don't agree or understand why you are doing it like that. It is like, it feels like a bait sometimes. It feels like a bait, like an intentional way to try to trigger people. But all in all, okay, nice video, brother. I get your points. Let me know in the comments below what you think about it. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I a clown? Am I a genius? I love reading comments even when they don't agree with me. Also remember to like the video, to subscribe to the channel, all that cool stuff. Guys, thanks for being here. You guys are awesome. God bless ya. And remember, don't be afraid ever because this is just a ride.